Road. Hi again, everyone. I am Crusader, my good friend Sparkalicious, and the one Don't Mess with Texas McCarthy. Tonight we are live here for the Custom Cup Pro Series at Canadian Tire. So we've gone across the border, farther up to our northern friends and brothers and sisters, and now we are live here for some Road Course Challenge Week racing. And these absolutely bad, fast, mean machines, the ground pounders as we like to call them, the Cup Series here. And we've got a whole host of drivers tonight, 12 in fact to say, as we will be running this incredibly tough track. And to help explain why this is a tough track is my good friend Sparkalicious. Sparky, explain to the fans and viewers at home why this track is so difficult to run.
Well, it is a very difficult road course, and welcome again to Road Course Week, of course. But here at Canadian Tire, it is a tough road course. I mean, you got long sweeping turns, especially at the beginning of the race there. They're going to go through some sweeping turns early on, and then as you get on, you got elevation change, and you have a really tight little kink turn that you got in there that you really got to shift down into. So this track's really going to test how patient you are and your shifting and braking points at this track. This is not an easy track to tame, but it's fun to drive.
Indeed, indeed, it really will be something to say the least here, as we've kind of proven before at Watkins Glen that speed necessarily is not a huge factor as much as it is just trying to make sure your vehicle holds up. And McCarthy, you've seen how the lap counter looks and how the times are going to be, but could you tell us how that's going to go down tonight for these drivers?
Yeah, so I'm looking here, and we've got pretty stacked field. We got 12 drivers in this field tonight, which in a road course can be a little chaotic, as we know from last night. But in the end, it can all work out as long as everybody minds their P's and Q's. So starting off, we've got Checkmate Taylor in the 8. We've got Coke making his PTM debut in the 10. El Blanco in the 41. G Pre is in the number 19. Hoffy in the number 3. JKR in the number 2. JR in the 36, Mr. Naughty Milk Duds himself in the number 9, Pottles looking to go back-to-back, different series back-to-back, but she is looking to go back-to-back in the number 4, Rowdy in the number 43, Mr. K. Taddy himself in the 22, and Young Racing in the 1, guys.
All right, so as a whole host of big names, top-level drivers, as we've said before, and we'll say it again. This really is the pro league, and how you handle this is pretty much a showing of how good these drivers are on any track. But to me, I feel like Canadian Tire has just one of the absolute toughest turns and toughest roundabouts that you have to make, except maybe for Watkins Glen, because the fact is that this track, it will eat away your tires, but it also can eat away at your car and let it get extremely loose if you're not careful when you least expect it. So I think tonight is a telling of the tale and showing of who can outmaneuver one and who can outmaneuver the other as they try to get that checker flag and put it into PTM's victory lane here tonight. I know we have a lap counter, we have a fuel run here. If someone is able to, can we please see the lap counter and the fuel run these guys will be going through tonight?
Sure, I think I got that right here. Looks like the full race is going to be 40 laps, which is going to be split into 3 stages. First 2 stages actually will both be 12 laps, and then the final stage will be 16 laps. Fuel run's only 9 laps, so these guys, if we get to that, into really any of the stages, it looks like they're going to have to at least make 1 green flag pit stop, at least almost in every stage, it looks like.
Oh man, that's gonna be interesting. You never really think about too much of how to go about that kind of maneuvering, because usually most drivers just have to go through one stage and then they can go through the rest on the pitting. So it's gonna be interesting to see how they're gonna hold up when it comes to that in the moment, because as we saw last night, some drivers decided to pit early, some decided to pit late. So this is gonna be tricky to see who's gonna outmaneuver the other and who's gonna get the strategy to work more in their favor.
Yeah, and definitely, especially after last night when we had the caution, and that kind of threw off a couple strategies there, and a couple guys had to pit late in that run. Could that happen here tonight in this race, especially with that fuel run being only 9 laps? If we get a caution here and there, it could really jumble up the strategy on when to pit and when not to pit.
Yeah, for absolutely there. And there's one thing we learned last night. I mean, I think McCarthy can say it best too for us. Last night there was some big moments and some heartbreakers. But I think honestly this may be one of the tougher parts of the series because the Cup Series has, I believe, 6 or 8 drivers that are in contention to get into the top 4 with only 2 races left, this being one of them. Next week they will have to pretty much duke it out wherever they finish here tonight going into that next race.
Yeah, last I looked, guys, and I'm waiting on my stat sheet again, but last I looked, 4th through 6th were separated within, 10 points. So, I mean, one slip up, one, bad pit call, a pit penalty, something like that could certainly put a damper in someone's championship hopes.
And the ultimate question is going to be is when will that mistake come up? When will that issue come into play? Or will it happen tonight? Because someone has to give and someone has to lose. No matter what you say, you can't be perfect on any track. But tonight, I think you want to drive a little bit harder and be a little more perfect in your corners, especially on this track, if you want to get into that top 4 leading into the final race coming up next time around.
Yeah, because it's easier to make the points now than have to play catch up next week. So if like you said, you want to try to be perfect out there, but you want to still run hard too, because the more points you can get now, the less you'll have to make up later.
And for those wondering where we will be next week in the Cup Series, that is Atlanta we will be at next week. Truck Series will be in Texas, so I think McCarthy will be happy to go back home there when she gets the chance. But nonetheless, for the Cup Series, when we get to the Cup Series next week, we'll be in Atlanta for that one. I can't wait to see what these guys can come up with on pretty much what you could say is like a play track version, just a smaller version of Talladega and Daytona, and pretty much about the size of Michigan and how they run there. So I'm curious to see how that will shape up and how those drivers will handle that series.
Yeah, I think Atlanta's going to be a good race. I mean, Atlanta's known for eating tires, so tire management might come into play with somebody. Hey guys, our producer just handed me the piece of paper with the points. 1st through 6th, separated by 4 points.
1st through 6th?
Yes.
Oh my lord. Who's in the top 6?
We got, so, according to the sheet from the producers, K-Taddy and Pottles are tied for 1st right now. El Blanco is 2nd, 2 points back. Tied for that final spot.
Wow. Well, guys, you heard it there. You heard it now. It's finally time to go live down to Canadian Tire here in the great state of Canada. Let's find out live here right now who will punch their ticket one step closer to the big dance at coming after Atlanta. If I remember right, the race itself for the championship is going to be at Kentucky, I think. Quote me there.
Yes.
Yes.
First time, and I believe in at least this season or last season, all 3 series will be at Kentucky for the championship.
Really?
Oh, interesting choice of track.
Well, there it is, green flag high in the air. Here we go, stage 1 starting up, and you can just see the different maneuvers and different spots everyone's trying to take right out of the gate. Everyone trying to find a line early and trying to find a way around it. And Cola, that number 10, new to the series, gets into the wall coming out of turn 2 there. And El Blanco will take the early advantage and the lead.
Here we go. Oh my, some drivers totally missed that corner there. That's a big, long, sweeping corner there. Got to be really patient getting through there. And a couple guys went out into the grass.
That was JKR, the number 2 there, and number 1 of Young RCN, unfortunately, in that wreck. I'm sorry to interrupt you there, Mr. Sparkalicious.
That's
Cola's
okay.
going for the lead.
Is that a new leader?
New leader, Cola.
Cola, man, he put the pedal to the metal already. He pushed that thing up there. And there's number 8 at Checkmate Taylor, one of the new drivers to this series. Man, he has absolutely been dominant on how he runs every track. He's been finding a line and finding a way to make it work. The only thing for him is he has not been able to finish. But nonetheless, so far, he's doing a great job of just that. As the number 3 of Hubby, or Oaksy as he's now known as. You got to stop changing names, guys. He's currently been having a struggle in the Cup Series, but had a great season in Trucks and Xfinity. He's just trying to find that win now.
All right, here we go. Going down through this long, sweeping downhill turn there. Whoa, Popple's got a little loose there, but she was able to keep going there.
A little left and right action there, but she managed to keep it good there. The reigning leader right now after last night's win, and there's the caution early on. So again, that damn flagman found the binoculars. About time you found them, dude. Although I'm not sure what the wreck was on. I do not see.
Looks like it's maybe Naughty Milk Duds. He's got some damage on the front end of his number 9 car there, so it looks like he might have had problems.
Yeah, I've been waiting to hear
front
that.
Of that number 9 Hooters car, guys.
I'd say the Hooters were released a little too quick there. He unfortunately will have to get that fixed up as soon as possible, but nonetheless, he'll get it all taken care of and ready to go here. We're getting into the chat real quick as well. Thank you, Coco Money Mike, for tuning in, cheering on his good friends El Succo and Cola. Great to have y'all here, and great to have everybody here. Of course, it's always great to have everyone that runs with us in this series and every track, and it's just so nice to see such elite drivers out on the track just battling for a championship. As the green flag is going to go high in the air yet again, the number 19 of G3, he's actually going to start up front and get pushed in the back already, and a little bit of a pile up back there. Look out back there, folks. We got big problems. 3 wide coming out turn 1 already.
I got a feeling that...
I saw somebody on 2 wheels, guys.
Whoa, G3's all over the place. Whoa.
Might as well call this a super motocross challenge right now, because these guys are going on only 2 wheels, for crying out loud.
Definitely pushing it early.
I gotta wonder if that 19 didn't pit or what happened there, but boy, he got swallowed up.
Whoa, look at this. Piles the throttle coming down low. K-Taddy makes him pay for going wide, takes it away, but K-Taddy with the run off puddles and takes back 3rd place. Whoa, what a move there from Taddy.
Man, good driving on both parts to get in there side by side like that and not be a problem. Both of them did a good job there, and we keep on going.
Indeed we do. So far, early on, the battles seem to be early and quick, but they are definitely hitting hard. Here's a new driver with us this series, TWM 1987, the number 48. He's brought that Outline Chevrolet down to the lanes and down to the track, and he's been looking to make a name for himself here in this series.
Yeah, guys, I'm looking at G3's around, guys. He's struggling tonight, really is. I
haven't really been able, no offense to G3, but I haven't really been able to see him have a consistent race and battle with anybody since he kind of started on. But not necessarily saying that it's a bad thing. It's just necessarily he just may need a little more time in the scene, a little more time in the stand. And when time comes, I feel like he may be something down the road. He just needs more time. He just needs to race a little bit more is all. As you see Cola right now trying to run away from El Blanco El Succo. I'm never going to get used to saying that.
I don't think any of us will.
I've already yelled at him already, guys, so I can't do anything else about it. I'm sorry.
Whoa! Man, I'm back here watching this 4-car battle between Rowdy, the new guy, TW in that 48, Naughty Milk Duds, and the 3-car of Hoffy back there. And boy, the 48 sent it down in that one turn, and I don't know how he kept it going after that. Wow.
Get a good look at number 2, JKR here, trying to defend off number 8 at Checkmate Taylor and trying to catch up to the number 4 of the Pottles, the Throttle. And right now, it seems like early on, like we're seeing kind of a shift in tone from each driver. One seems to find a line, one doesn't.
Sorry guys, Cola got super loose coming out of that corner. Thought I was going to go around for a second.
Man, he must be super loose, but he's super fast. He's just checked out on the field.
And Taddy in the grass, up on the high side. He is gone. Pottles makes him pay for it and takes over 3rd.
Meanwhile, back here, we got Checkmate Taylor and JKR duking it out back here.
Indeed, they are here, sir. And look at this. JKR going right. Oh, big Pottles there. Number 1, Young RCN, right into the back of JKR. I'm not sure what happened there, but that turn definitely got both of them. Taddy is around as well. What in the world? Man, I don't even know what to say to that one. That was just crazy.
I was watching Checkmate Taylor, and the next thing I know, the 2-car just got punted into the next universe over there in that corner.
Speaking of in the next universe, I think G-Pre's trying to find a place to hide. He is all over the place, and he's just got so much damage to his vehicle right now.
Man, there's so much action, it's hard to keep up with what's going on around here. See cars off in the grass, cars getting shot to the moon.
Well, you want to see something going on right now. The number 43, Rowdy, has got a challenger, TWM, and that number 48 is putting in everything he's got and manages to get around him there. A little bit of hard action there from TWM, but he is starting to make a name here right now, making a good run on the number 43 of Rowdy. Great driving on both ends for both drivers.
Absolutely. That battle's been heating up for quite a couple laps back there, so, and it's still going on.
Right now, the battle is still up front, as well as El Paddles, the Throttle, and El Blanco, El Soco. He has currently got some company, as those two will be getting closer and closer to one another. El Blanco is not running away from Paddles necessarily here.
Whoa! Looked on Milk Duds, and he's having a heck of a time. His nose is all torn up again. Tonight's just not his night, unfortunately, it looks like.
I don't mean to be mean to Milk Duds, but unfortunately, it just seems like every time he's out on that track, he just cannot find a way to catch a break or find a line that works and will get him into the spot he wants. He just has not been able to get it past since he really started in the seasons. He hasn't been able to find a break or much less a run that he can call his own and call his race, because he's just been trying to fight all the gremlins and the issues at hand, and it just, unfortunately for this elite field of drivers, you just cannot make mistakes, guys. Cola into the grass there a little bit there, caught down on the camera there, got a little bit in there. Nonetheless, holds out, getting those corners really tight, heading it hard, but nonetheless manages to make it work.
Going back to like Milk Duds there for a minute. Do you think maybe it's just, I mean, I know Milk Duds is a pretty good driver and all that, but you think maybe he's kind of just lost his mojo a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily think he's lost his mojo. I mean, it is Milk Duds. I think just maybe he's one of these drivers, you know, along with a lot of us that tend to struggle on road courses. So maybe he's just trying to get through here and kind of just get on with the rest of the season.
It could very well be, but to me, I think the thing that makes a good driver on any track is that they're able to figure out what's the right line and what's the wrong line to hit. And road courses, there really isn't a perfect line to hit, I would say. However, I would also say and make the argument that there is a way to make sure you hit a certain spot on the track and make sure you back up your corners a lot better. And I feel as though that right now, Cola, El Soco, El Blanco, whatever the hell he wants to be called these days, and Paul's the Throttle are literally are showing you guys why right now that they are doing that. Let's go on board, Cola, and show you what I'm talking about here. So you can see him coming out of the corners there, out of those two hard, difficult turns. I call them the 180 turn, because you're pretty much just doing a 180. You might as well be just doing a drift in there. He gets through those corners, he uses those turtle barriers as a sign of where he needs to hit. And then here he comes into this turn right here, off the gas, off the throttle, checks up a little bit, makes sure the gears are in there, finds the corner, there's the turtles yet again, tightens it in, hits the mark, back in, down low, hit it again, and there you go. That right there is how you know right there and when you need to be hitting your marks and where to hit your spots, because there's always an area where you can corner at, and there's always an area where you can get stuck at. So it's really been a matter of just making sure you hit those spots each and every time out, instead of trying to overdrive the track.
Yeah, Paul said a key little phrase last night in the Driver Thing for the Truck Series. Spark, I'm sure you heard it. Easy in, hard out. She said it was key in these road course races, and it seems like it's paying off for some of these guys.
Yeah, and that's a very good point. That is something that even some of us seasoned veterans have gone back and kind of instilled back in our heads. Okay, easy in, hard out. Easy in, hard out. You know what? It works. It really does work. And it did last night at places like the Glen and these road courses like that. You just, go in real easy, let the car rotate a little bit, then really pick up that throttle coming off, and you'll be surprised at how much speed and how easy the car will handle that way.
And right now, faking battles right now and how cars are handling. JKR making a run on K-Taddy, getting around him on the out. Got a little bit of a battle here, side by side down the straightaway here. Here comes that hard turn, though, so he's going to have to really bring it in and slow her down just a little bit if he's going to make the turn. Manages to get ahead of K-Taddy, though, and looks to make that turn, but K-Taddy on the inside. Here he comes, pulls it in. They're going to go side by side yet again into the turn. JKR with a little more of a run there. Down the final turn before the straightaway and gets the run off of that. Big move there from JKR.
That was some good clean racing, guys, through the little S section right there of this track. It can get a little tight, a little hairy right there.
There comes Taddy right back after him here. Coming out through the first turn. Now I'm going to go down into this downhill corner
JKR
here.
Loose.
That turn's tough. It's really easy to overdrive that turn because you're going downhill. You have a sense of carrying too much speed in there, and when you do, you go way out wide, and then you find problems out there.
And just heads up, folks, this is the final lap of stage 1. 12 more laps to remain in stage 2, and then a 16-lap run in the final stage. And right now, though, the battle, as you see in here, it's right now with K-Taddy and JKR, one trying to get above the other and trying to get a better position in the next stage, and that really is going to be key. But JKR all over the place. Taddy trying to make the move. JKR trying to block. That didn't quite work out so well. Side by side down the straightaway here, going into that very hard to master turn. Here comes the curved end. Oh, connection. Contact indeed. K-Taddy manages to hold off. JKR trying to get back at it. Can't quite get the run, and it's going to be K-Taddy finishing ahead of JKR. I believe that is for 5th, while the number 4 Paddles the Throttle and the Checkmate Taylor finishing 3rd and 4th respectively. Cola taking home the stage win with El Blanco El Saco in 2nd.
Hey, Crusader, I got a question.
What's that?
In the entire 5 seasons now of PTM, has anybody ever showed up, debuted, and won their first race in a cup race?
To my knowledge, and I'm going to say this as clean as possible, to my knowledge, I do not believe so. I've seen drivers that just came in on their debut race and shocked the entire world of where they finished each stage and even in the final, but I've never seen anybody win their first race literally as soon as they joined, at least since I've been a part of it. I've been with this team for this league for almost a year and a half now, so
possibly we could have a new record if Cola does more to do this.
We're gonna find out as the green flag flies high in the air. Stage 2 begins. Here we go.
Nice jump for Cola off the start.
A good jump, but he's got company.
Good,
El Blanco El Saco, the number 41, a little loose off that corner there, and Paul's the Throttle's gonna pay off, maybe not. Checkmate Taylor, number 8-3, wide out of the turn, and Checkmate Taylor with a surprise move as Paul's the Throttle try to make El Blanco El Saco pay for that. That didn't quite work out, though, because number 8 at Checkmate Taylor found his opening, and now Paddles the Throttle is trying to get around him as El Blanco El Saco trying to catch up as well. Here they come into that test. I don't know how you want to call it, that turn. I'm just going to call it the 180 turn. But looks like there's going to be a battle here. Paddles the Throttle trying to defend off El Blanco El Saco. El Saco now trying to get that number 41 Ford Mustang right past the number 4 Ford Mustang of Paddles the Throttle. Here they come into that elongated stretch turn. El Saco backs off. Paddles the Throttle goes wide, though. Way wide.
Paddles overdrives it.
El Blanco El Saco got a little bit in there, and JKR now, he is starting to make it some positions up. He's trying to get in there. A little bit of contact for Paddles the Throttle out of the final turn down the straightaway.
Oh my goodness, wow.
What's going on, guys?
And look at this in the back here as well, right behind Paddles the Throttle and JKR. It's the number 1 at Young RCN. He's fighting his way in. And K-Taddy on 2 wheels.
Boy, Paul's got in that inside wall a little bit, but was able to hold it straight thanks to JKR being on her outside.
A little bit of a run on JKR. And Paul the Throttle got a whip on JKR and unfortunately puts her back a few spots there. She's going to lose a lot of time and momentum from that one as Young RCN, the number 1, now tries to battle it out here.
Man, this is a pretty wild road course race we got going on here.
And end up still in there. Little TWM, number 48. Looks like he got a little bit cut in the grass. We'll have to double check later and see if the officials called that a penalty. But nonetheless, so far, Young RCN, the number 1, got around K-Taddy down that straightaway. Now he's going to have to try to survive that elongated corner. Here they come in. K-Taddy's going wide, trying to bring it back in. Young RCN takes it tight. Down a turn in the S turns. Here they come. JKR looks like he's trying to hold off Young RCN, but look at this. Young RCN, the number 1 now, giving a little bit of a rub to JKR as K-Taddy goes into the wall, down out of the straightaway. Still battle there, number 1 of Young RCN trying to find a way around JKR. JKR not giving him an inch. Young RCN gonna bring it high, going low, piles the throttle, says, I have somewhere to go. Get out of my way, boys. And JKR goes into the grass. And now piles the throttle, will overtake him for 4th place.
Apologies to that bumper, guys. Like you said, Crusader, she's on a mission.
Or excuse me, that was 5th place, guys.
To sweep the whole week.
She really has. Like, she's been trying to battle every gremlin and every devil and demon, whatever you want to call them, since she started this entire season. And she's been getting better and better each and every week out. And it seems like now she's finally starting to show how much of that skill and creativity over the course of the years she's had in this series, in this league, and other leagues. She has been a player and a half to beat. But right now, she's got a lot of company right behind her in the name of JKR and K-Taddy. JKR right into the grass, loses a lot of time. K-Taddy makes it work off that. Now he piles the throttle for that 5th spot.
I think also that truck win last night, and the way she's been running in the top 5 the last couple of races, and that truck win last night is really giving her a boost of confidence now in her ability to get back up to the front. And I think she's hitting her stride right at the right moment now.
I feel like she is too, man. And right now, granted, she's got a lot of company with K-Taddy not having any damage on that front end. His aerodynamics finally put back to use. They're really making it work, but nonetheless, piles the throttle, still throwing every block in the book. I'm not talking about El Blanco up front. Right now, she is just trying to hold him off, but K-Taddy is looking for any line he can, and now Young RCN will have piles the throttle on the number 4 to battle here.
It's starting to shape up to be a little bit of a 3-car battle between those 3 contestants there.
Indeed, it looked like it was, but Young RCN actually got a bit of a run off of that. As we saw on the footage there, El Blanco, El Succo got a lot of damage on his front end. Meanwhile, Cola and the number 10 just running away from everybody and anyone he sees as they just continue to try to outmaneuver and outrace one another. But right now, the battle is back and for 3rd place right now as Young RCN, the number 1, or excuse me, 4th place as Young RCN, number 1, and piles the throttle, and the number 4, and K-Taddy just all going at it.
We currently have a lap count here.
Paul's loose and lost out of the turn. On 2 wheels and almost flipped her over. Managed to hang on, but that is some crucial problems and damage for her. That is not a. Oh my goodness! Canadian Tire bites again. My goodness, folks.
Man, yeah, I was just watching that. Just what I was about to ask you about the lap count there, and I just seen a car go right into the wall, and unfortunately, it was her.
Right now, up front, battle for 2nd, Checkmate Taylor, and that number 8 trying to keep El Succo away from him in that 2nd place spot. He's trying to get into the podium finish finally for the first time this season. Meanwhile, the number 10 of Cola Motorsports just, I don't even know where he's at right now. He's in another country.
Whoa, here we go, Taddy and Young RCN here battling side by side as they go through that long sweeper over here.
Through the sweeper, a little bit of a rub from Young RCN, the number 1. Backs off though. K-Taddy manages to hold it off. Young RCN, the number 1, trying to make that work on the inside. He couldn't quite get it to stick. Now he's going to have to make up some lost ground of time as we are coming through lap 6 of 9 here. So a little miscommunication on the stage laps. Thanks a lot, producers. But nonetheless, these guys just absolutely going at it one another, putting on a show and trying to outdo one another to win this race.
Well, man, that one car, he's not going to let Taddy go. He's going to stay right with him here as the battle continues.
You get an onboard camera right now. Look at this. He's got a little bit more of a run. He's going to try to take the outside. Slows it up. Maybe going inside. Can he pull it? No, it doesn't look like he's going to get it there. But Kate, he's a little loose. He's got the run. Here comes Young Garcia in the number 1. He gets the Monster Energy Beast Chevrolet to the top. And away from Kate Taddy's Ford Mustang number 22.
Wow, just sitting there watching that, it's just like he stayed right there and just waited for Taddy to make the smallest mistake, and that little bit coming off that corner, Taddy did not get a good run off that one corner, and he was able to punch it to the inside, put the pedal to the metal, and say, goodbye, I'm back in front of you now.
If there's anyone that knows how to put it to the pedal to metal, I think coming from you, that's definitely saying something to these drivers. But nonetheless, young RCN, man, what an incredible race he's pulling off in Stage 2. He had troubles in Stage 1 trying to get back into this. Now he is fighting for everything it's worth, just trying to stay out of trouble and try to get somewhat of a chance to run in to the next stage and hopefully get a win in. But nonetheless, right now, okay, Taddy a little bit loose there into the grass. Might have just had a lot of problems there and got loose off the turn. But nonetheless, he manages to hold off and save it there.
Just seeing interesting strategy here. Just seeing Hoffy just hit the pit lane here, pitting just a lap before the pits are closed. So this is interesting. He's going to try to short pit going the other way. I wonder how that's going to work out for him here.
Oh no, Puddles, guys, she's really struggling now. I think we may have given her the
old jinx.
Broadcast curse. Yeah.
No, I do apologize, folks. I hate giving people the broadcast curse. I every time I talk something good about them, I try to hype them up. All of a sudden, something happens. That is my fault. I will take the full blame for that one. Thankfully, I don't have to worry about getting penalized any more points than I've already had to deal with.
At least not yet.
It wasn't my fault. I had something in my car that wasn't supposed to be there. Someone played a prank on me, okay? Give me a break.
Was it the illegal brakes that it was?
No, it wasn't the illegal brakes. It was an illegal exhaust. Somebody put it in the back of my truck, and I didn't even realize it was supposed to be there. I thought it was a normal exhaust. Like, no one told me it wasn't.
Oh, okay. So the fact that it looked different from everybody else's didn't raise the flag up.
Nah, I guess not, but, you know, it looked the exact same, alright? Like, there wasn't anything different to it. There wasn't anything special to it. I told my crew guys to go check that thing. It was fine, alright? God. Oh, wait a minute, guys. Look at this. El Blanco Succo is loose. He's lost it in the turn.
Oh, wow. Yep. Just as we were talking about that, all of a sudden he was around. I just went back to him, and he was already around there. Man, what happened to him?
I'm not sure. I mean, I guess I was talking about illegal moves, and unfortunately, I think El Succo got sent back to the border and said, "You are not legal, sir. You turn around now." And he turned around, but he forgot he's in a race. And right now, Young RCN, the number 1, overtakes that for third, while K-Taddy and number 22, Pennzoil Ford Mustang, will take over fourth. So now the battle is up still for third, as those two will just not leave each other alone. But in the lone seed right now, Checkmate Taylor and that number 8. Whoa, he's a little high up there. He got a little bit loose. He might have company if he's not careful doing that anymore. Nonetheless, manages to hold off and save it.
G3 round right in front of the leader.
Oh, yeah, that was close.
Yeah, that's big problems there. He is loose and all that, and he's all over the place right now. He's got to be careful. He's got company. Here comes Checkmate Taylor, the number 8. He's going to have to stay out of the way and back off. Let the leaders go ahead of you. Do not be a lap car situation. And he will indeed. He will let number 8 at Checkmate Taylor get around him. As we come down to this is the final lap of stage 2, folks. Pauls the throttle on that number 4 has caught up to Rowdy Silvers and number 43. I believe he's a lap down already, but Jake Yar and the number 2, I know for sure it's not a lap down. So that could be the difference maker for him there if he can get around him.
And that does look like that's the end of the stage, with Mr. Cola getting the second stage in the books.
So Cola, on his first night out, he's took over 2 races. He's took 2 stages. And now he's looking to get the win. I think that might be saying something here, guys.
I'll tell you what, and it makes things interesting too, because he's making his debut tonight, and he won these first 2 stages. That's 2 points that nobody else is going to get. So that's going to really make the points a lot more tighter because nobody else is getting those stage points. But I tell you what, this would be something if he could pull this off tonight.
I want to know something else too here, guys. A new driver with us. We got our eye on right now. TWM in the number 48. He actually is in currently 8th place right now, so he is holding off some of the veterans, JR, Hoffy, G Pre, and Rowdy Silvers. Right now, he's actually doing a pretty good job holding off some of those tough young guns as we get through to the final stage. And with that in mind here, go ahead.
I talked to Young Racing earlier, and he said that he didn't expect to run very good, but you just said he's running 3rd right now, so kind of curious to see what's going to happen with him.
Like we said earlier, folks, you don't have to be the fastest. You just need to be the most consistent. As green flag high in the air, one last time. This is the final stage and the final chance to get up and get those elusive points that they need to get into the top 4 coming in just 2 weeks.
Here we go down through that downhill sweeper, and now we're going to go into this tight corner here. This corner, you got to be very careful. You could get loose getting off here, and we got guys in the grass already.
Guys in the grass already. Hoffy is spun out. The number 3 into the wall. Out of sight, out of mind. He got into big trouble there. And number 22, the Pennzoil Ford Mustang, doing battle right now with Checkmate Taylor. But here comes the number 1 of Young RCN, that Monster Energy beast. They're trying to catch up to one another and get a bit of another battle going here. But they got to be careful, guys, because Cola right now is saying, bye-bye, see you later. I'm running away with this one. This could be huge problems. These guys do not figure something out because they've got to catch up to Cola if any of them want a chance at this one.
Absolutely. He's just been taken off on these guys.
What I wonder, guys, is if anybody from second on back is going to use some pit strategy, maybe short pit, try and get around Cola.
That might be the only way to catch him because he's right now, the way he's been going, how much speed he's carried, he's hit his marks each and every time out, eating every line set there and now. And Kate's Addy on 2 wheels there, managed to pull it back out. I don't know how these guys are pulling some BMX stuff right here, right now, man. I can't even do good on. I can't even hold up myself up on 4 wheels, for God's sake. Oh, pause the throttle loose out of the turn. JKR following right behind her into the grass. Both of them went. They managed to save it and hold it off, but that's not good for either one right now. They've got to be careful and find a way to maintain control of their cars. And here comes Piles the throttle now, trying to make it around JKR, trying to squeeze in and make it work. JKR's loose and loses it out of the turn. Piles the throttle, just put the pedal to the metal and got away from him.
Oh, man, and with JKR having problems, that stacked up everybody else behind him, so now that gets the 48 TWM in there involved. He's going to try to go, he's going to try to go out of bounds there a little bit. Try to use the grass a little bit, get some grip, but
you got to be careful of that,
behind
though.
him for now.
Yep, you got to be careful of that, though, folks, because the thing is, we said it earlier, if you get caught doing that too many times, those officials in the booth and on the flag will penalize you. That's going to be trouble if you get caught doing that too many times.
Absolutely. Normally, in most of the other tracks, normally if you end up cutting a course, you'll get a time penalty for it. But here, they don't really call it that much. It has to be kind of touch and go in what you see. So, yeah, you do definitely have to be careful if you get in that grass.
You can see the lead right now from Young RCN standpoint. That's how far Cola is away from these guys right now. He is literally, I got to be counting, at least 2 seconds away from number 8 of Checkmate Taylor just in the turns alone. Like, that is scary fast. He has just been pushing that car to its limits here tonight.
Oh, Piles getting loose again, guys, coming to this little carousel corner.
Managed to hold out, though. She straightened it back up and got it back on the throttle. Nonetheless, so there are 11 laps remaining in this one. They will have to pit at least once. But I don't think the tires will last as long as they want it to on this track.
Yeah, I think you're right, McCarthy. You were saying earlier about pit strategy. I think somebody's going to have to get creative here. Will the tires hold out? Can you take 2? Can you take fuel only? There's so many variables here. I'm curious to see what everybody's going to do here to try to catch that 10.
Yeah, I know the pit strategy would have played out a lot last night. So I mean, I kind of just based on the numbers that you told us earlier, you know, fuel-wise, tire-wise, it's going to be close.
Speaking of, we've got 2 cars already heading to the pits. We got Hoffy and the 43 of Rowdy Silvers have hit the pit lane already, so looks like strategy's already coming into play.
Oh, and speaking of strategy right now, K-Taddy just gave a little bit of a rub in the back to checkmate Taylor, trying to make his move around him, but Taylor actually found a way to round that still and manages to hold him off. So big move there for Taylor to hold off one of the veterans. That's some serious work from all these guys right now. This is some hard fought racing, but these guys just do not give an inch. That's just the thing here, folks.
Yeah, I think that's what makes these, like, the road courses definitely unique. You got to be so technical. You got to race the racetrack, but then you're concerned about that guy in front of you too, and you want to try to catch him too. So it's kind of like a tit for tat here.
It is indeed, and right now you see Cola as he just continues to move around these turns. I'm going to show you a little onboard camera again of like where he's hidden, what he's seeing on his end. These are the marks he's hitting right now. He just takes the high line, takes the middle, goes down to the bottom, then he straightens it back up. It's almost like he's got a road map in his car right now, just showing him like where's the right time, right spot to hit at the right speed and right gear. And he is just absolutely maintaining position and maintaining his line on where he's going. As you can see there, just continuing to blow away the lead. Now I think he's got like a 3-second lead just on second place to checkmate Taylor already. That is wicked fast.
Yeah, it's like he's got the little Allstate guy in there saying, turn left now, turn right now, brake here.
I thought that was Alexa.
Dirt Rally assistant drivers next to him, right?
Yeah.
500 feet.
Corner toe to left, 90 to the right.
Yeah.
Close corner to the left. I swear I'm going to offend some of the Europeans right now. I do apologize.
Oh, he is starting to get a little loose. I'm wondering if Cola's tires might be starting to give up, if anything.
I didn't quite get a glimpse on that one, but I think he's got about 8 laps remaining in this one. So if he's going to have to make an adjustment or take time out of there, man, he might have to here soon. He's currently just, I don't know how he's hit some of these spots. Like, I just saw him right there, folks. You saw it live here. He just hit the turtles and went right into the middle there. I've tried that earlier when I was running with some of these guys. I'll tell you right now, I can't do that. Like, if I tried doing that, like, I'm in Midnight Club 3 edition. Like, I'm just drifting that sucker straight hard to the left as fast as I can and just hoping to God it sticks and goes straight again. Like, it's that ridiculously hard to hit, and yet Cola just hit it perfectly done there. Nicely done from Mr. Cola.
Spark, apparently we need to get lessons from him, because last night when we were hitting those turtles at Watkins Glen, they were spinning us out.
Yeah, they were to a certain degree. I was hitting them quite a bit last night, and I didn't have too much of a problem. I just hit one that I wasn't used to hitting last night, and that's what got me into the wall.
Gotcha.
It happens to the best of y'all.
Getting ready to go a lap down, unfortunately.
Yep, he's trying to get. Oh, well, Cola said, "Excuse me, I'm leading the race here. Pardon me, I'm trying to get through."
A little bit of a rub there. I couldn't quite catch that.
Yeah, just a little dinky-dink air, just saying, hey, I'm coming up on you, please kindly move.
Yeah, I think it was Hoppy was trying to move over to the other side, and Cola was there, and then Cola crossed him over. It was just a racing deal.
Yeah.
Well, when does it not happen? If I remember right, last season we were at Road America, there was like 2 drivers, me and Oaksy had a crossover, and unfortunately one of them ended up getting Oaksy pushed back a little bit, and I ended up getting around that, but nonetheless, it was still, like, that's one of those racing things. You just got to be careful what you do and how you do it, because it will mess you up. And speaking of messing up right now, El Succo, after getting thrown back across the border, he is now sneaking his way around and making some move.
Sorry, guys, I just jumped on Puddles' video here, and she went around right as I jumped onto her screen.
Currently, she is still going pretty fine right now. I think she's actually okay. Currently in 5th place right now.
We got Taddy on pit road. Looks like he has decided to come on down and make his final stop at this moment.
JKR is going to pit as well here. So currently, some of the higher placed drivers are going to make that early pit now. But Cola, I don't know what's going through his mind right now. There's only 6 laps remaining in this one. He is not pitting. You think he's trying to outlast everybody now on tires?
I don't know. I mean, maybe he's trying to make this run long last enough where he just has to come down and maybe get a splash of fuel. Maybe that could be possible.
Could very well be. El Blanco, El Succo, and JR, and the number 36, they all have pitted as well. You got a good look at Paul's the throttle. She's currently still in the hunt to stay in the podium world, but right now, K-Taddy still trying to find his way around everyone and try to get back into this, as Offie looks like he is going to be putting it into pit lane, get that damage fixed up, and get some fresh gas. So a splash of fuel, liquid into that car might be the difference maker for some of these guys, as you see Cola just currently absolutely running away with this one.
Yeah, I think maybe the strategy might be the less time you stay on pit road, the better off you are, and that may be what his idea is just stay out there as long as I can, come back in, because that's less fuel that you do have to put in the car for the end of the run. So that may be what he's thinking here.
Yo, guys, I don't think I'd ever would say this, but El Blanco, El Succo might get lapped here in just a second.
Oh, yeah, he is right there in front of him. I'm on board with Cola now, and he is right there in front of him.
I don't think in a million years, much less ever on any track, did I ever say El Blanco, El Succo would get lapped, especially with fresh tires. But, guys, I'm not kidding right now. Look at this. Cola and the number 10 right behind him is making him look like a little boy right now in a man's world. He is just
here he comes down pit road.
He just put it in pit road there, so El Blanco, El Succo gets away with that one. But checkmate Taylor and that number 8, he's still fighting a little bit. He's not out of this yet here. He could make some time up and catch up.
Bottle's coming off pit road here.
She's currently back in the throttle as well. She's currently still in 5th. I believe checkmate Taylor still in 2nd. Not really sure where the battle is right now for 3rd. I believe that is with K-Taddy and the 22 and Young RCN and the number 1 there. Unfortunately, we don't have our cameras enough on everyone, and we don't know where the lap counter is on some of these drivers due to poor planning and procedures. Thanks a lot, producers. But nonetheless, everyone else seems to be getting things figured out here. So early on, these guys just keep going at it and keep doing it. There's only 5 laps remaining in this one.
Cola
Young RCN out of the turn there. He got a little bit loose into the grass. I'm not sure if maybe he just had a problem there or what happened, but he got really loose and straight into the grass. Managed to save it, though.
Guys, I'm thinking Cola may have taken forward some fuel as long as he was on pit road.
Yeah, I think so, because I was on pit road there with him and kind of counting with how long it was on pit road, and it does seem like he went the full bore on that.
He went a full bore, took enough gas, and yet he's still not been passed.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm not gonna lie, guys. Like, next season when he comes around, this might be the guy you got to keep your eye on. He is scary fast on this road course. But then again, when we run the ovals, that's a game changer. That's a different story. But at least on road courses wise, I think this might be the guy everyone's gonna have to keep an eye on.
He might be the new Pendle of road courses in the Cup Series.
Oh, now that I just thought about that, I really want to see those two go at it.
Ooh,
right?
yes.
Yeah,
Sir, I would put $50 on the line right now to have Cola and Pendle just do one whole full 50% race with those two at it on one road course. I don't even care which one it is. Just put those two on that road course and have them run it. That would be money.
Are we calling a challenge race out?
I think we've got a challenge race out now.
Oh boy, Pendle, if you're listening, you have been called.
I think we're gonna hear from him a little later. He's gonna be like, "Yeah, that challenge you called me out on. Yeah, the bounty's still on. I'm taking him on."
Oh boy.
Right now, right now, everybody just continue to make their moves and make their spots. Whoa! Checkmate Taylor almost got into the number 8 of Naughty, or number 9 at Naughty Milk Duds. Almost getting into it there. Milk Duds, unfortunately, is going to get put a lap back. Unfortunately, again, not his night. He definitely will have to contend on some other time. But right now he is currently fighting Checkmate Taylor, trying hopefully to get back in this and not get put a lap down, but Checkmate Taylor's like, nah, you're still getting put a lap down, dude. Holds the line down the bottom. Checkmate Taylor gets around and is just put the pedal to the metal and is now ahead of him. As you can see, the number 3 at Hoffy didn't take any pit time to get that damage fixed up, and it looks like that's cost him a little bit here. But nonetheless, everybody right now making their way through the race and through the turns. We have not had a single caution in stage 2 or the final stage. We had a caution in stage 1, and right now, if the flagman calls for caution now, that's going to be extremely close to a green-white checkered finish. But right now, I don't think we're going to see anything because a lot of these drivers are just spread out apart right now.
Yeah, they really are.
Yeah, definitely. They are definitely all spread all over the place. It's hard to try to find somebody that's close to somebody at this point.
Well, guys, right now, I guess if you want to call it a battle, G3 and the number 19 in the way of Cola, and G3 just, well, let's just say he sent it outside the grass and outside into the area. Cola right now, one more to go on this one here. Down the turn out of the half grass there, half tires in, half out, and he is just making it stick and making it work for one more lap.
I'm with Pottles right now, and she is trying to close up on young RCN in the 1. She's slowly gaining on him here. I wonder if she's going to have enough time to get to him, but she's coming up close on him here.
1 lap to go. She's got a chance here. That will be a battle for 4th, I can tell you that much.
Every
I think
point.
she might catch him. Looking here, I just jumped on like you said, and she is inching closer. Looking like it's about a 10 car length gap now rather than about 15 or 20.
I feel like the carousel is going to be where everything changes for her, because that's where you have to slow down the most, and that could be enough time for her to make her move. Young RCN a little bit loose there. Here comes Paul the throttle. She has the run. A little bit of a move there, trying to catch up. Not quite going to get there, but remember, that carousel's coming up. Here comes that elongated curve and turn.
Oh, no.
We had
Naughty Milk does down
touch.
to the high line. He's pushed back. Paddles the throttle, had to tighten it up and couldn't quite go as wide there. But nonetheless, it looks like she's got a bit of a run anyway off that. Young RCN has a little bit of company here. And coming down the turn, looks like it'll be a close one here. But coming down as well to the finish, it's going to be Cola in the number 10, taking home his very first win. He swept the course. He swept the drivers. He's going to be your winner here tonight.
Guys, I'm watching this thing with this pass with Pottles. Mind you, this is one.
Oh, Young RCN! Oh, Pottles makes the pass! 4th place, we're going to Pottles, the throttle out at the final turn. Young RCN lost it. Holy smokes!
Oh, wow.
Oh, man.
What in the world happened to Young RCN, the number 1? He just couldn't hold it, and Pottles the throttle made him pay. Holy smokes.
It's like he missed the final corner. The car just took off on him there, and he got up in the wall, and Pottles was able to get through the corner a lot better and got right by him, coming right to the line there. Wow.
Well, you get a good look at your winner here tonight, Cola Motorsports, and that number 10. But in 2nd place, going to Checkmate Taylor, and that number 22, Kate Addy, will take home 3rd. So we'll talk to those 3 drivers here in just a little bit. As we said before, the battle for that 4th and final spot. Pottles the throttle ended up getting 4th. Young RCN getting 5th, and El Blanco El Succo managed to put it up in 6th place at least. JKR in the number 2, getting a 7th finish. New driver to the series, TWM, ended up getting a 8th place finish. JR in that 36th and 9th, and rounding out their top 10 tonight is Rowdy and Silvers in that number 43. But what a race and what a moment there at the end for Piles of Throttle and her team and everything that went with it. That was just an incredible finish.
Absolutely. But how about the top 2 guys there? Checkmate Taylor finally getting the finish that I guess you could say he deserves in a way. He actually finishes it off this time. And then Cola. Wow.
And no surprise there, he got the fastest lap out of that one. He'll take 1:13. That is blistering fast. That wasn't even what you'd race in the actual qualifying. He ran that in the actual race, not qualifying, I mind you, the actual race. Like, that is nuts. But we also want to say real quick in the comment section real quick, we forgot to talk to everyone here. Thanks to Coco Money Mike again for tuning in. And Motorsports Games, welcome to the channel, sir, and welcome to joining our race. We hope you enjoyed that one. For a road course, I'd say that was probably one of our better ones we've had. So, and it looks like we're not quite going to get a burnout from Cola there. So we're actually going to hop out of that one and talk with our drivers and see how they were here tonight. So we'll get the image up here real quick for you of our top 3. I think Cola is unaware of our little thing we do at the end here, so I think we'll have to educate him on how to do that unless he didn't feel like doing a burnout, I guess.
Oh, that's all right. He's all new, his debut and all that. I'd be excited and be getting out of the lobby too. I was
Get out of the lobby. He was getting out of the car and going into the pits and drinking as many beers as he could find. My goodness. But nonetheless, guys, we actually have our 3rd place finisher here tonight. It is K Taddy in that number 22 Ford Mustang machine. Congratulations, putting that Pennzoil Mustang into the podium finish here tonight for a 3rd place finish. K Taddy, you had yourself a pretty strong car, and you weren't able to quite catch Cola off those restarts, but nonetheless, you had some great battles there and some wars with some of those drivers.
Yeah, it was a good time. Each run it seemed like I caught myself either getting spinning off the hairpin or just one time I'd get real loose, and it cost me probably a top 2 finish. But all in all, I mean, solid night. I'm not really a big road course guy, so to walk out with a 3rd place finish, probably holding on to the points lead, I can't be happier.
Can't be happier either at all. And in fact, you are holding the points lead and you are holding into that top 4 spot. I mean, that's going to be crucial when you go into Atlanta next week and try to duke it out with some of those other drivers, as that will be the last race before the championship.
Atlanta's the track I picked of the whole series, so I'm pretty stoked for that one.
Well, then I think we can say we expect nothing but a win there from you. So congratulations here tonight, though, at Canadian Tire. We'll get you back out from the north. We'll head down south next time around, but congratulations here tonight.
Thanks, guys.
All right, putting it in 2nd place here tonight for the first time ever, and finally getting into that podium finish I've been alluding to for all the races he's been in. It is Checkmate Taylor and that number 8 Caterpillar Chevrolet. Congratulations here tonight, Checkmate. You had a great run in a great car, and it seemed like you were just catching ever so slightly to Cola, but Cola just ran away from everyone and anyone. But nonetheless, you had some great battles, and you were able to hold it off tonight.
Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, Cola seemed like he was in another area code. I was pretty good on restarts, but I hit some fast laps. I just needed to be more consistent. And same as Taddy, man. I'm not a real road course guy, and I'm just happy to be on the podium. Not much, but 2nd place is very good for me. I'm thrilled about it, actually.
Absolutely, indeed. We've said it earlier in the booth as well. Like you've had some good runs, you've had some good cars, and you've had some strong, times to run. But you just didn't seem like you ever caught a break, or you really found that little more oomph to get that car into that spot and into that lane. But all in all, tonight you definitely proved that you can definitely hang with them, and you ended up getting your 2nd place finish here tonight. Hopefully, a win will be coming soon enough for you.
I see that in the future, definitely. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, on the track, nice guys finish last. I know I could, and tough breaks. I do catch a lot of tough breaks. So, but I'll just be me, and it'll pay off in the end.
Yeah, all good things will come to an end, but all good people eventually will get their comeuppance. So I believe you're definitely owed one here soon enough. But congratulations, Checkmate Taylor, on 2nd place here tonight. We hope to see you next week at Atlanta for that one.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys. Appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Good job in the booth.
We appreciate it, sir. All right. I have no idea if we have Cola in the motorsports in the booth right now with us. I want to get that number 10 here. I want to know what in the world that guy was thinking when he literally ran everyone away.
I'm right here.
He's right here, ladies and
There he
gentlemen,
is.
finishing in number 1. And well, frankly, someone said earlier he found a new area code. I think he just went straight down south and thought he was in Atlanta. He was going that fast tonight. It's Cola Motorsports and that number 10 Ford Mustang. Congratulations tonight on an incredible race. And man, oh man, I don't think we could say anything other than just you were blistering fast on this road course.
Yeah, thank you. I just put the time and effort for the past couple months. My road courses, I worked really hard on them, and I've improved a lot. I mean, I'm not the best, but I've improved a lot, and it showed tonight.
Absolutely, indeed, and of all things, literally, you may have just joined with us for this, for this season, but I mean, next season, we said it before, and well, I think I'm going to say it again. Like, you are definitely one of those drivers that I think you have to keep your eye on. You really have to be wary of, because you definitely could outrun and outpace everyone as much as you did here at Canadian Tire. So I think these guys are going to have something to learn off you, and as much as you're going to have to learn off them.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to next season. Hopefully, I can get a win next week here at Atlanta, down south. Atlanta's a pretty strong track for me as well. I'm just looking forward to the rest of the season, actually. I'm blessed to be here.
All right, absolutely indeed. Well, again, congratulations on your finish here tonight, and hopefully and you said it before, we'll see you next week down south at Atlanta, as we will be running that custom series there. That will be the last race before the championship, so folks, keep an eye out for that one as we will be getting to the end. But like I said before we go, congratulations, Cola. We'll see you next week, buddy.
Yep, thank you.
All right, Sparky, McCarthy. What in the heck did we just witness with that race? That was some thrilling moments and some hard action-packed stuff going on, but I'm shocked that was as far as Cola was from everybody else. Like, I thought there was going to be at least a few chances some of those guys were going to have, like what Piles of Throttle did last night, but no, like, he did not give them an inch.
Yeah, he really dominated across the board. I mean, won stage 1, won stage 2, won the fastest lap. So he took away 3 bonus points that anybody else could have got. That I'm sure those front leaders were looking for in the points, but just absolutely dominated.
Yeah, it makes you wonder now for what's to come now. Now that he had such a dominating performance here, what's going to happen at Atlanta? Is he going to repeat there? I mean, that was just amazing. He made some history tonight, winning in his debut. Like you said, McCarthy, took those precious points from those guys that needed it. But you know what? This is a sign of things to come. And if Cola's going to be around here, he's going to be a contender. These guys are going to have to be prepared to get up against the best here.
Absolutely, indeed. And I mean, if you want to be the best, you got to beat the best. And well, I mean, what a better way to do it than on Canadian Tire and against literally some of the heaviest of hitters you can imagine. That is just crazy to think, but nonetheless, congratulations to Nicola, Chick, Mate Taylor, and Kate Taddy on your top 3 here tonight, as well as Piles of Throttle, Young RCN, and all the rest down from El Blanco, El Succo to everyone else. That was just an incredible run for this track, and the fact that it was as clean as it was just makes it that much more sweeter. But guys, it is unfortunately time to call it a night. So one more thank you to our sponsors here, Dirt Track, and for your mobile Android and iOS devices. If you're looking for the best dirt track racing game on the market to play on the go, Dirt Track and Dirt Track 2 has all the best cars from the late models down to the midgets. It's one game you got to keep an eye on and play on the go. It's definitely a lot of fun, and I can tell you right now, I've beaten McCarthy a few too many times on there, so I've had to stop playing as of late, so I don't get my butt kicked anymore. But nonetheless, thank you again to Dirt Tracking for sponsoring us. Be sure to check them out. It is a free mobile game for Dirt Tracking, and then Dirt Tracking 2, even though it costs a few, it's still fun to play as always. And thank you to Kersey Chrysler and Jeep out of Coltsville, Pennsylvania for sponsoring us this season. We can't do it without you guys. We also can't do it out with all our fans, friendly, and our fellow drivers out there. Thanks again for everything you guys have done during these hard times. We can't wait to see you next week at Hotlanta. But Sparky, McCarthy, we got to get ready for Watkins Glen, those Xfinity cars. So I think we're going to have to call it a night.
Definitely got some work to put in, I know that's for sure.
Absolutely. I want revenge.
I'm right there with you, Spark. Trust me, right there with you.
I think I'm just gonna have to let these guys go at it while I pass them in the turn. So, nonetheless, let's call it a night here, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Have a good night, everybody.